Right.
What are most organizations doing wrong when it comes to safety training?
Yeah, great point. I mean, there's a whole lot of research we've been doing around why safety training is a bit different to your usual corporate training. Just to sort of go through a couple of those reasons, sometimes safety training can be mandatory rather than voluntary. You sort of have to do it for compliance reasons. People come to safety training with a whole host of pre-existing beliefs and attitudes. And also, there's often not really an opportunity to apply safety training straight away when you get back to the workplace. So I think my answer is organizations aren't treating safety training special when it should be. It's something that's a bit unique, and we have to have a distinct strategy to know how to implement it and transfer it back to the workplace.
Make sure I have it straight. Mandatory, pre-existing beliefs, and just not a lot of chances to be applying this stuff day to day.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What are some of the unintended consequences as a result of organizations not taking safety training as seriously as they could be?
Well, I think the biggest one is really just a reduced return on investment. So they may spend a lot of money on these type, bespoke or customized behavioral trainings or leadership, safety leadership trainings. And ultimately, if we don't have that science and that practical knowledge of how to make it transfer back to the workplace after the session's finished, after the classroom session has been completed, uh, organizations are missing out on a really good opportunity to change or really realize the benefits from that investment. I think, in addition to that, workers can become a bit cynical as well if they feel as though, well, we just went to this great training, but then there's no real follow up. There's nothing really happening in the workplace after that. So that can maybe reinforce some of those pre-existing beliefs and attitudes that, well, safety is a tick the box. It's just a compliance exercise. So I think that's probably the two main reasons that come to mind for me.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to some of the abysmally boring training sessions that I've been on historically, where it's like some bored HR rep or security
Mm,
person out at front in the front of the room reading sometimes just from like a binder or something like that. I'm just telling you what I've been through from time to time,
yeah,
and you're going through this experience, and I'm sure anyone listening to this podcast right now has been through the exact same thing,
yeah,
and you're just like, yeah, you got the material, and then 20 minutes later it's all flushed out the door, and it's like, was it useful? Well, like you said, with compliance, we checked the box, but
mm,
is that resulting in better outcomes in the organization? I don't know.
exactly. And I mean that's the space that I really love to study is this sort of intersection between the learning experience and then the application back in the workplace. So how do we kind of optimize that relationship and get that investment happening, that return on investment happening?